Good morning, I'm Dorothy.
And I'm Patrick.
And we're Toronto Master Gardeners. Today we're going to show you how and when to prune a pear tree. There are 3 times that are good times to prune the pear tree. There is late winter. The disadvantage of pruning in late winter is that the cuts don't heal over quickly because the tree is basically dormant.
And remember, a cut is a wound to the tree. And every time there's a wound in the tree, there's a chance that disease can get in.
Yeah. Early spring is a really good time because the tree is at its most vigorous and the wounds will heal over very quickly.
So this is just now, the buds have started to unfold and they reckon that this is one of the best times to do it. The tree's got a chance to re-heal any of those cuts.
The other time is summer, and in summer you really would prune for either water shoots coming up or damaged or broken branches. Again, in summer you don't want to leave it late because you want the wounds to heal over quickly and before going into fall and winter.
And with the leaves on in summertime, you don't get the same visual opportunity to take off the branches that are not good for the tree. So today we're going to, whatever we do, we'll be supporting openness in the middle of the tree. That allows for good air circulation and of course good contact with the sun for the leaves and eventually the fruit. And we're going to be taking off these suckers. Any of these branches that are growing vertically will not bear fruit. And the tree is putting out energy right now to support these branches. We'd rather have the energy going back in to support the fruit-bearing branches.
The more sunlight and air that you can get into the center of the tree, the more fruit you'll get, the earlier it will fruit, and the more healthy the tree will be. This is a major vertical growth that has to come off. It's probably the largest one on the tree. It's going to do nothing in terms of setting fruit, and Patrick will prune it off right down here, and that will open up this centre. There's no point in all this energy and resource going into producing leaves and on this branch when the rest of the tree needs it to produce flowers and then fruit. You actually want to do as few cuts as is necessary because, as Patrick mentioned, these are cuts and disease can get in, but there's no point in leaving branches that are taking strength away from the tree. So if we can focus in here, these are spurs and these are going to produce fruit. This here, this growth is not needed. So I take this one off. And similarly here, I don't need this growth. I've got good growth down here and potential fruit production. So that also comes off. In here, we've got really good horizontal potential fruit production along here and here. This upright one isn't required. Off it comes. Similarly on these ones, good horizontal growth. The uprights are not required. We're in the middle of the tree here. This is the center, and these little suckers, we just remove them. We don't want them. Don't want energy resources going into them, so snip them off. And this one is holding up the Christmas lights, but down it comes. Here we have a dead branch. I have scraped the bark. There's no growth coming from it at all. When I scrape the bark, it is brown underneath, but coming back along, I do have new growth in here. So I'm going to take this branch off, and I'm moving on to my anvil pruners because it is dead and I get more strength from them. You don't use anvil pruners on live growth because it crushes the branch too much, but on a dead branch these are good to use. I also clean them. First time I'm using them today, so I'm cleaning them with an antibacterial wipe. You can also use Clorox bleach, even soap and water. You don't want to be transferring any disease from one cut to another. This part here is dead. Back to here. Got good growth on this one, so I'll take this off. We're just going to remove some more of the uprights, really as few as is necessary, because we don't want to stress the tree too much. There's a few more just to come off, and from the blossoms, from the flowers, it will create fruit and in the sun. And don't worry if early summer your pear tree drops a lot of the new pears. All it is that it has more fruit than it can support, so it does abort a number of the pears early on in the summer.